Zaire Elam, Florida. This dude, he's long, 6'2". He's a taller, slender guy, 4.39, nice speed. Compared to Jamel Dean out there in Tampa Bay, the Super Bowl champion Jamel Dean, which is a nice comp there. He can play man coverage. He can play zone. He did a little bit of everything at Florida. They asked him to do everything. My only issue with him is he gets a little too aggressive, sits a little too much, especially when he's playing off, and can get beat over the top. And then when he gets beat over the top, he gets a little handsy, little grabby. Could get called for some penalties and be a magnet in that regard. But has the athletic traits. Another guy that's like a late first, second round target here in the draft, even as a number 5 pick or number 5 corner here. I like him. He's just got to get figure it out a little bit more and be a little smarter and a little less handsy at times.
Yeah, played well to open the 2021 season, including impressive performance against Alabama. Missed a few games with injury, so that might be a concern potentially at some level. They love his cover skills, though, as far as the teams that have been, kind of scouting. He totaled 27 tackles, 3 passes, broken up an interception. Again, like you said, late first rounder, second round, or early second round pick. He really helped himself by running faster than expected at the combine, so that's kind of what got him a little bit higher up on people's lists. But I think he could be a solid player here out of Florida. So 666, thanks boys, truly enjoyed the stream. Thank you so much for all the love. And if you're hanging out, cool. If not, if you're heading out, have a great night. Children, I bet I'm the oldest here besides the streamers. I don't know. We're the grays and the beard really come out and make me look older. So I don't know. Joe Hayden says degrees.
I was like, is that a comp? But that's a Florida nod, right?
Yeah.
It's a Florida nod.
Next up here, number 4, Trent McDuffie, cornerback, Washington, 5'11", 193, 4'4". Chris Harris Jr. is the comp. We know Chris Harris well in the AFC West. He's had been on with our Broncos. He's been with the Chargers for a little bit as well. So what do you got here? Trent McDuffie, Washington, corner.
Love Trent. Think that my only issue and why he's at number 4, and most people probably have him at 3. If you look at a lot of the projections, is his size. He's a little undersized. That's why I comp him to Chris Harris Jr. Might be someone that might be a little better fit on the inside in the slot area than on the outside against like a number 1 wideout, like a Jamar Chase from last year or something. Yeah. That would be a mismatch regardless of how close Trent McDuffie's playing him on the perimeter. So I love all his traits. He can, really, really good hips, good speed, 4.44s.
Hips don't lie.
Played really well at Washington. Another school that's like kind of cornerback you. There's 2 corners in this one. I think my number 6 corner was a Washington guy as well in this one. Washington's a proven track record. They kind of develop corners as well. I just worry about his size a little bit, and that's why he's a little limited, and that's why he's my number 4. Although I've seen him certainly number 3 most times in mocks and analysis I've looked at. And I was going to say weird word there. But right around the 15 to 20 mark in the first round.
Top 20 pick for sure. He played well in 2021. Blanketing a lot of big-time receivers, not allowing big plays down the field. Showed, great special teams value also, serving as a punt returner. So he can, and that's what really stands out, too, to big teams is how well you can contribute, not only as, a corner, but maybe like some other aspects of special teams. That's a big, big deal to secure your spot. We see that in every year on like the hard knocks, like, hey, I got to earn my spot through special teams or whatever. This kid, he won't need to do that. He's good enough on his own, I think. But he's a smooth corner, speed, cover skills. So, yeah, I think he's going to be a nice little pick here. Let's go ahead. Next up.
Degrees, Kyler Gordon. That's the other Washington corner, if you guys don't know. that I think could be really, really nice in this draft.
Yep.
Speaking of really, really nice, and I'm probably higher on than most.
Andrew Booth, cornerback, Clemson. Clemson corner here, 6 foot, 194. Compared to or comped to a Marcus Lattimore. Real quick reckoning. By the way, Action Lab, I just did Wardle. Today's one is easy. You can try it after the cornerback rankings. All right, maybe we'll give it a go.
Okay. Andrew Booth. Andrew Booth, you got a 6 foot. That's good size at corner. 194. Didn't run the 40, but here's a guy, 5-star athlete out of high school, an elite prospect, went to Clemson, balled out, got first team all ACC, stuff like that. I think he's the best athlete at the corner position in this draft. Now, the problem with Booth is you don't fully know what you're getting because Clemson didn't ask him to do a ton. Clemson plays a lot of soft zone coverage, so you just don't know for sure. You don't have enough evidence on tape to know, like, all right, he can do this, he can do that. Now, his athleticism and what he looks like on tape, I believe it. I'm sold. I would be like, if the Chiefs go corner in late first and Booth's there, and he may not be, I would be thrilled with the Booth pick. I don't know if I'd want to go corner, but if they go a corner, Andrew Booth's my boy.
Okay.
And I'm all about it. He can be a number one. You look at the comp here, Marcus Lattimore. That's no joke. The elite corner with the Saints, one of the best corners in the league. This dude's athletic profile is off the charts, and I like him a lot.
I mean, 37 tackles, 3 interceptions, 3 passes broken up in 2021. It's a good set of skills from a cover corner standpoint. Some people are trying to figure out like his football IQ on how he handles like the pre-snap, and just understanding what he's looking at through the defensive side on what the offense is going to do. But you can really learn a lot from your coaching staff and other players in the league, other veterans from those standpoints. So I think that's something he could learn. He had a double hernia surgery in the spring of 2022, so that kind of hurt some of his draft stock, but I mean, he shouldn't go past the second round. He's going to be most likely, in that first round, late first round, maybe in the second. But I mean, that would be the only reason why he would drop a little bit lower there. All right, number 2 on our list, Sauce. I mean, what a name.
It's his nickname.
I know, but I love it. I love the nickname Sauce. Anytime you could be called Sauce, it's a good one. Sauce Gardner, cornerback, Cincinnati. Football wife. I believe you love your Bearcats. So here we go. We're going to be talking about your boy, 6'3", 194, 4'1". And you might recognize this player comp. It's Richard Sherman. Is he as loud as Richard Sherman?
I mean, his nickname's Sauce, so maybe. Maybe. I mean, he's got to be saucy, but he's exactly like Richard Sherman to me. A little, the 6'3", he's got a lot of height, a lot of length. His arm length is elite. His go-to claim to fame is he never allowed a touchdown in his collegiate career, Chris. Never gave up a touchdown in
Pretty
coverage.
Damn good.
Not bad at all. Ran a 4.41, which was a little faster than I actually thought he would run. Here's a guy that can lock you down, and I love the size. I just think he's a little more scheme specific than our number 1. I think Sauce could easily be the top corner that gets taken. I think more often than not, you see him as the number 1 corner, and he's a top 10 guy in my mind. No worse than like top 12 at the worst. So I like him a lot, but I think he like fits best in like a cover 3. So if you run a cover 3, which is where Richard Sherman lived and loved, where you can get aggressive at the line, but you carry your guy deep, but it's more of a zone coverage. It's kind of something like that. He can also play like press man, but some of these other coverages, if you ask him to just play off coverage in like a man style, I don't think that fits his abilities, and he can get a little handsy in that. Again, another guy that might get a little too grabby and get some calls against him. Could happen if you play him in the wrong system. Now, if you play him the right system, he's phenomenal and elite.
With all the handsy and grabby references, I'm surprised. I'm surprised Cuban Benny hasn't chimed in on any of that. I've been waiting for it.
He's kept his hands to himself.
Yeah. Gardner's a tall cornerback. Obviously, he has a lot of length. He could battle those bigger outside wide receivers in the NFL. I think that was a big piece of it too. You know, his size. He's fast. He has pretty good ball skill. He's pretty raw, right? And so, yeah, I think I love a lot of the things that you were, alluding to about this guy. I think he's projected to be a top 16, top half of the draft potentially here. So, yeah, we'll see what ends up happening and who ends up taking a flyer on him. The only downside, he's really skinny, in my opinion. If he goes up against a dude like DK, I don't know how that's going to turn out. That's true. I mean, DK is a pretty physical wide receiver for sure. Just a little bit. Cuban, I thought you were talking about me.
We were. We were.
All right. Number 1, Derek Stingley Jr., cornerback, LSU, comes in at our number 1 corner on our list. 6 foot, 190. Xavier Howard is the comp. Number 1 ranked corner.
Yeah, most people probably have him behind Sauce. I do not, because I saw him at his peak is unreal. He would at his peak he has the potential to be the number 1 corner in the league. At LSU, super weird career. Like, he started out and as like a true freshman. You could argue he was the best player on that defense at LSU as a true freshman. That's how good he was. Now, he had some injury and durability concerns after that, and we haven't seen that same guy on tape. So we don't know if that same guy from his freshman year is going to be back. What am I, Chris? I take the upside.
You take the upside. You take the ceiling. You take the risk.
You take the risk. And this dude's ceiling is beyond anyone else in this draft. If he is like the prototypical, perfectly built corner, 6 foot, 190, great back pedal, great hips, great instincts, great playmaking on the ball. A ball hawk can literally do it all. Just stay healthy, man. If this dude stays healthy, he's gonna be an elite corner, just like Xavier Howard, the comp here. I love this dude.
Good night, Pierre. Calling it a night. Got to get prepared to work both jobs tomorrow. Do
it, Pierre. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for the lurk, everything. Appreciate it. Sleep well. Have fun working tomorrow. Earn those bills, right? Hey, go your Washington teams. Hey, give them some love. Give them some love for us. Yeah. So I think that's the one thing. This is a boomer bust. This is like, he's either going to pan out and he's going to be one of the best players for your team, or he's going to be a guy that's just always hurt and never going to be able to stay on the field. I think, he had the foot injury. He was not really, he didn't play that much, right? So, that's, I think, the biggest piece of it that scares me a lot. But I do like, I'm with you. I like taking chances on a guy that maybe is flying under the radar with the talent as high as it is. The Nuggets do this in the NBA for, they take a flyer on guys because they have high upside, i.e., I don't want to say it, Cuban, but the name that shall not be mentioned, but...
You're talking about Will Barton.
But yeah, this guy, if it pays off, it could be huge. So you take the risk, you take the gamble. But I think he is a fantastic player, and he can really, really be a game changer if he can stay on the field. I know by that laugh,
I was Cuban, and how has that worked out? TBD, Cuban.
I feel like there was some news that came out today that he's not ruling out. He's taking it day by day. Maybe I can feel something coming.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
I don't know.
Cuban, real quick. I'll say it now. So here I am. It's the eve of last night. I'm driving home from a bar. Chris and I went It was a great Colorado sports night.
Oh,
We had Rockies, we had Nuggets, we had Avs, we had Rapids, we had the whole gambit playing at the same time in Colorado. And Chris and I were at a sports bar enjoying that. Got a little depressed with the Nuggets performance. On my way home, I'm just driving home, listening to sports radio. Cuban. And what do I hear? I hear you are quoted on a local radio channel. I believe it was the exact quote I'm going to get wrong, but it was something along the lines of Jokic and Barton have a combined 2 MVP trophies in their career. These two can't do it on their own. Something like that. I have different thoughts on how Barton played. If you look at his stats last night offensively, it looks really nice, Cuban. I'd agree with you, and I loved it. I loved hearing like, oh, Cuban's getting quoted on 92.5 last night if you're in Denver. But yeah, I love how you snuck that in there, Cuban. And I was like, that's perfect, Cuban.
yeah.
But I have some concerns with how Barton played in that first half defensively. Just absolutely lost.
Well, we're going to get into some NBA here real quick. But wrapping up here, Ty, by the way, I was making love to my hot wife, Donna. My little boy, Gabriel, came into the room and she said, Gabriel, get out. And I said, let the boy watch. Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. I love it. So that puts a wrap on our rankings for the NFL draft pertaining to running backs, quarterbacks, safeties, and corners. So, guys, you can always watch these VODs. They're on our channel. I'll be trying to post those to our social media accounts this week. So make sure you're following us on YouTube and all those different spots.